are going to discuss the nasopulmonary drug delivery system. So this is a disclaimer for the viewers. So in this session, we are going to discuss pulmonary drug delivery system. So this is a disclaimer for the viewers. Let us see the learning objectives I have set for the pulmonary drug delivery system. You will be able to define pulmonary drug delivery systems. You will be able to write advantages and disadvantages of pulmonary drug delivery system. You will be able to understand lung anatomy and physiology and barriers to pulmonary drug delivery. You will be able to describe factors affecting particle deposition and pulmonary absorption. You will be able to discuss strategies to improve pulmonary absorption. You will be able to formulate pulmonary dosage forms and the certain devices. You will be able to explain applications of pulmonary drug delivery systems. So these are the few learning objectives I have set for you. So we are going to discuss the definition of pulmonary drug delivery system. We are going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of pulmonary drug delivery system. Then furthermore, we are going to discuss the lung anatomy and the physiology and how the drug it is going to be absorbed from the lungs along with the various barriers to pulmonary drug delivery. We are going to discuss further the factors affecting particle deposition and the pulmonary absorption. Without this factor, it is not possible to design and develop the pulmonary drug delivery system. Then furthermore, we are going to discuss various strategies to improve the pulmonary absorption of drugs. Then we are going to formulate the pulmonary dosage form and we are going to discuss the various devices to deliver these formulations. Then we are going to discuss the applications of pulmonary drug delivery system. So these are the learning objectives I have set for the chapter pulmonary drug delivery systems. Let us see the introduction to pulmonary drug delivery systems. Pulmonary delivery refers to the delivery of drugs or therapeutic agents to the lungs. So whatever the drug is there, it is delivered to the lungs, isn't it? That is known as the pulmonary drug delivery system. So pulmonary delivery refers to the delivery of drugs or therapeutic agents to the lungs. This route is used for delivering the agents locally to the lungs during diseased state such as the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, that is a COPD, then asthma or cystic fibrosis. Further, delivery of agents via pulmonary route overweights the risk to benefit ratio for therapeutic effect versus the adverse effect. The need for local delivery is preferable because this approach is the non-invasive in nature when we are comparing the things related with the parenteral route of administration. Local delivery also leads to reduction in the dosing requirement. So whatever the dose size is there, it is going to be reduced when we are using the pulmonary route for the local delivery. As systemically administered therapeutic agent need to be administered in a higher amount for achieving therapeutic benefits in pulmonary elements. Local delivery may be advantageous in such cases and it may lower the chances of adverse effect. If we are going to use the conventional drug delivery for the pulmonary diseases, in such cases we may require the larger dose and that may produce the toxic effect. If we can deliver the drug locally to the lungs, that may be helpful to reduce the dose as well as the reduction in the adverse effect. So pulmonary route is used for agents such as peptides, proteins, genes, and certain other molecules that are liable to GIT and are poorly absorbed and have the incomplete oral viability and shows the adverse effect. So it can be used for the protein and peptide types of the drug. It is used to deliver the genes as well as it is used to deliver the certain low molecular weight drugs. It is applicable to the drugs which are liable in the GIT, then which are absorbed poorly from the oral route, then it is having an incomplete oral viability, and the drugs which shows the adverse effect. So the pulmonary delivery refers to the delivery of therapeutic agents to the lungs. That is known as the pulmonary drug delivery system. Let us see the advantages of pulmonary drug delivery system. So let us see these advantages. So pulmonary drug delivery system, it is a non-invasive method of drug delivery providing the patient with an alternative to injection therapy. So it is an alternative to the injection therapy, and as it is a non-invasive in nature, a direct access to systemic circulation providing for the more rapid onset of action. So here we are getting the more rapid onset of action where such a response is important, especially for the acute treatments. It is possible to avoid the first pass hepatic metabolism and gastrointestinal degradation. That is again one more advantage of the pulmonary drug delivery system, and resulting lower doses of the medication and concomitantly producing fewer unwanted side effects. A more convenient means of a drug administration in a non-clinical setting, then it reduces the extracellular enzyme levels compared to gastrointestinal tract due to the large alveolar surface area. So the pulmonary drug delivery system reduces the extracellular enzyme levels compared to the gastrointestinal tract due to the large alveolar surface area. It is possible to use the pulmonary drug delivery system for local action within the respiratory tract. It offers the potential for pulmonary administration of the systemically active materials. So whatever the drug is there, we have to suppose to give it by pulmonary route. It is going to be absorbed into the systemic circulation, and thereafter they are going to elicit its pharmacological action. Then in the case of pulmonary route, the surface area, it is about 150 meters square. So there is a large surface area is available when we are comparing it with the nasal route of administration. Also, it is extremely well vascularized and thin epithelial lining surface. The thickness of epithelial lining, it is about 0.2 to 0.7 micrometer. Also, it offers the certain advantages in the treatment of the respiratory diseases. It is possible to treat the respiratory diseases directly by using the pulmonary drug delivery system. For example, certain infections related with the lungs, then in the tuberculosis also. So these are the certain advantages of the pulmonary drug delivery system. Let us see the disadvantages of pulmonary drug delivery system. Like advantages, pulmonary drug delivery system, it is having certain disadvantages also. The duration of activity is often short-lived due to the rapid removal of drug from the lungs or due to drug metabolism. There might be chances of drug metabolism in the lungs, or there may be the rapid removal of a drug from the lungs. Then the drug retention and the clearance is complicated in the pulmonary route. It is more specific to the retention of formulation into the pulmonary. How much time the formulation is going to be retained into the pulmonary route, it is very important. Then the necessity of the frequent dosing, that is yet another disadvantage of the pulmonary drug delivery system. Then the oropharyngeal deposition gives the local side effects. There might be chances of deposition of formulation into the oropharyngeal region, and that may give certain local side effects. Then the stability of the drug in vivo, it is not well defined in the case of pulmonary drug delivery system. There are certain drugs are there which are going to be act as an irritant, and also they are going to produce the toxicity. Then sometimes the immunogenicity to the specific products related with the proteins and the peptides. Then transportation of drug is a totally route specific. That is yet another disadvantage of the pulmonary drug delivery system. Then here we have to suppose to use the complex delivery devices. So the complex delivery devices are required to target the drug to the airways, and these devices may be inefficient. Then patient may have difficulty using the pulmonary drug devices correctly. If the patient is not using the pulmonary device correctly, that may lead to the poor bioavailability of the specific product. So these are the certain disadvantages of pulmonary drug delivery system. Let us see the ideal candidates for the pulmonary drug delivery system. Let us see the drug candidates for pulmonary drug delivery, as the route is used for local as well as the systemic action. So drug, it is being absorbed by the passive diffusion and the active endocytosis. So these are the two mechanisms by which the drug is going to be absorbed from the pulmonary route. So the small non-ionic molecules with a relatively high hydrophobicity are good candidates for the pulmonary drug delivery system. So drugs which are having which are small, which are non-ionic in nature, which is having a high hydrophobicity, which are suitable for the pulmonary drug delivery system. Absorption of lipophilic compound increases as the partition coefficient increases from -3 to 2, while absorption of a hydrophilic compounds is inversely related to the molecular weight, that is ranging between 60 to 75,000 Dalton. The drugs delivered through the airways are required to exhibit chemical and enzymatic stability, as a tracheolar pathways are potential sites for the degradation. So there are certain drugs are there which are going to be degraded in the pathway, and so whatever the drug is there, it should be stable. Then presence of the transporters like PEP2 and efflux transporters like MDR1 and MDRP1 modifies the uptake profiles of the substrate drug. So this parameter should be considered while selecting the drug. If the intention is a local action in the lungs, then molecule which defy the Lipinski rule of 5 are more appropriate. So we have to suppose to use this rule in order to select the drug for the pulmonary drug delivery system. The categories of drug molecule traditionally delivered by the pulmonary route, which includes the beta agonist, anticholinergic, mucolytics, anti-infectives, and the corticosteroids. Apart from these, nowadays there are various other types of drug also delivered by using the pulmonary drug delivery system, like anti-cancer agent, peptides, antibiotics, vaccines, hormones, opioids, and the genetic molecules. So in this way, it is possible to select the drug for the pulmonary drug delivery system. More specifically, it is possible to deliver the small drugs. It is possible to deliver the certain proteins and peptides. It is possible to deliver the genetic molecules. It is possible to deliver the certain antibodies as well as the antibiotics by using this route for local action or the systemic action. So this is about the drug candidates for the pulmonary drug delivery. Let us move towards the applications of pulmonary drug delivery system. Pulmonary drug delivery system, it is widely used in the management of the asthma. It is used for the pulmonary infections. It is used for the COPD, that is a chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. It is used in the management of certain cardiovascular diseases. It is used for the lung cancer, then the cystic fibrosis. It is used to deliver the insulin in the diabetes management. It is used for the vaccine delivery, and also it is used for the as a diagnostic purpose. So here I have shown certain products which are related with the pulmonary drug delivery system. So here is first one, that is the Aferiza inhaler. It is used to deliver the insulin to the lung. Then the Ventolin inhaler, it contains the salbutamol. So this is the device. It's a meter dose device. Similarly, tiotropium bromide, then the Seretide evohaler, then Bricanil, then Flixotide, and the last one, that is a Toby podhaler, which is used to deliver the tobramycin to the lungs. So it is possible to use the pulmonary drug delivery system for the management of certain infections, certain diseases, and the disorders like asthma, then certain infections in the case of COPD, cardiovascular disease, lung cancer, cystic fibrosis, diabetes, then the delivery of vaccine, and as a diagnostic purpose. So herewith we have finished the introduction to pulmonary drug delivery system. We have discussed the definition of pulmonary drug delivery system. We have discussed the advantages of pulmonary drug delivery system. We have discussed the disadvantages of pulmonary drug delivery system and applications of pulmonary drug delivery system. Thank you.